To a very special edition of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora on site, on location at Avicolli's. Of course, we're here at Avicolli's every single month, 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York, featuring the Liverpool Warriors. And tonight, I have the opportunity of featuring Liverpool Warriors boys basketball heading into the postseason with a record of 18-2. I'm going to ask your teammates and people off camera here to give y'all a round of applause for Alex and Giancarlo. Please show them some love. So we have Alex Trombley with us as well as Giancarlo Galimi. Gentlemen, how are you?
I'm good.
I'm good too.
All right, Alex, I'm going to start with you here. When you look at this season, and you and I were talking off the air a little bit about the fact there's only been 2 losses. When we go back to the first couple games there and the loss that you took to Nottingham, what do you remember from what you learned from that game?
It was definitely a winnable game. Just some calls down the stretch that I feel like were missed, and then just some silly mistakes, stuff like that cost us the game.
So you said you felt like some things were missed there, but you can only control what you can control.
Yeah.
So how did you as a team improve after the Nottingham game?
We came to practice, we worked really hard, and just got better.
What is it that you focused on, Giancarlo, as a team after that loss to Nottingham?
Just keeping our heads high and knowing that we still got the rest of our season to go, more games to go. Yeah.
So you have the next loss. The only other loss that you have is to West Jenny. You saw them one time, defeated them, lost the second time around. What was the takeaway from that, Giancarlo?
We got to keep our foot on the gas the whole game, no matter what. Just always no let up. Got to keep going.
Well, and you guys, this program under Ryan Blackwell has had a ton of success. Opportunities at sectional titles, state titles. Do you feel any of that pressure being on the Warriors team, Giancarlo?
I mean, you could feel the pressure, yes, but I feel like that goes for playing for any team. Really, it's just a new season, new team, just new beginnings.
What is it about this team this season, 2023-24, that you think is special, Alex?
We have guys that really listen, and we have good leaders, and I feel like they do a good job of leading us and tell us what to do.
Where's the leadership come from on this team, Giancarlo? If you had to pick a leader, who would you say?
Definitely Freddie or Jeffrey. They're definitely the most that lead the most. They have the most to say, push people the most.
And why? And you said you picked them because they have the most to say.
Yeah, they have them. They always have little critiques to your game that will bring your game to a different level.
Alex, why does your team listen to those critiques? Because sometimes it's hard to hear constructive criticism. So why do you think you guys listen?
Because they've been on the team Freddie's been on for a year, and Jeff, they've been on the team longer than us, and they're veterans, so they know what they're talking about when they made it far last year, so I listen to them, learn from them.
When you have success in 20 games, 18 wins, sometimes it's hard to keep your head, it's hard to keep your focus, it's hard to continue to push yourselves when some teams start to get a little bit of an ego. Alex, why does this team stay so focused?
We have a great coach, like a Hall of Fame coach around here, and he does a good job of keeping our heads and making sure that we stay ready.
Giancarlo, why would you say 18 wins in 20 opportunities? Why is this team staying focused as opposed to getting a little bit of an ego?
Because our coach mainly, he keeps us humble the time. Also, other players like Freddie, Jeffrey, the leaders, they always make sure to keep us going.
Yeah. You said coach keeps you humble.
Yeah.
How does coach keep you humble? He turned his back when you said it, so I don't know how coach keeps you humble.
He's always,
He won't lie to you. When you do something wrong, he won't lie to you. He'll tell you straight up. And I feel like we need that as a player.
So he won't lie to you, he tells you the truth.
Yeah.
how does he come across, Giancarlo, when he has to tell you you're doing something wrong? How does Coach speak to you about that? How does he constructively get through to you?
I mean, he's never like overly aggressive or overly mad, but he definitely like he'll say it sternly, like he'll tell you what you have to do and that what you need to work on. There's no like safety barrier around it. What you have to do is what you got to do.
So for you, what's the from the first game to this point right now, 20 games in, where have you improved the most based off of some things that Coach asked you to work on?
Probably like moving off ball more, being in the right positioning, my conditioning.
Your conditioning?
Yeah.
How often does Coach have you guys run in practice? How often are you having to get on the line, Giancarlo?
I mean, it's not. I mean, we run like a good amount. We don't run like too much. Most of our running comes like going up and down the court for like 5-on-5, or like if we do fours, or if we have to like run plays.
Okay, Alex, how would you describe Coach as a disciplinarian?
Just like I said, he'll tell you when you're wrong, and he'll like really help you fix what you did wrong and just help you get better.
So where have you improved from day one to now?
I'll definitely say like defense, because Black always gets on me about my defense, and I feel like that's definitely where I improved the most.
All right, fair enough. So we do a thing on the show called Tell Me Something Good, and I want to hear something good about each of you to each other. So Alex, tell me something good about Giancarlo.
He's a great, very hard worker in practice. You know, he never run like, he always boxes you out hard, always goes after the ball hard. You know, works very hard.
So he said that he got better at conditioning. You said he goes hard in practice. Would you agree his conditioning got better?
Definitely.
Giancarlo, tell me something good about Alex.
When Alex starts hitting him, he does not miss. He does not miss. This kid's a shooter.
All right. When he starts hitting him, he doesn't miss, you
This
said.
kid is a shooter.
All right. Alex, being somebody who grew up in the game and played basketball most of my life, when you're a shoot, right?
Yeah.
And you get into that rhythm and you feel that rhythm, and 99.9% of the time, once you release it, you kind of know it's going in, it's not going in.
Yeah.
How many times this season have you surprised yourself on your release thinking that's not going in and it went in?
A few times. Like I remember the West Virginia game, the very first game. I scored the very first half, and then my very first varsity points was a half-court shot. At the end of that quarter, I just chucked it up and it went in. So I mean, I'd definitely say that's the moment.
Your first varsity points.
Yep.
A half-court shot.
Yep.
Not many people can say that.
Yeah.
How do you reflect on something like that?
Just look back, it's crazy how that started. I mean, I don't know.
Bring us into the shot. I want to know what you remember of what you did in that game, of how it all went down. Paint us a picture.
So, I mean, quarter's winding down. I haven't scored yet, and I think Freddie was getting covered, so I went back to the ball, dribbled at half court, chucked it up there, and bank shot went in.
Bank shot went. Did you call the bank?
No.
You did not call the bank. All right. Giancarlo, for you, do you have a memory in the first 20 games here, now that the regular season's done and you're 18-2 heading into the postseason? Do you have a memory that stands out?
Just for the first game, like I haven't played in 2 years, so just my first game playing in high school since like 8th grade.
So that first game,
Yeah.
what do you? I mean, is it just
Just
stepping on the
everything,
floor?
yeah, just everything about the game, from like being in the locker room with all my teammates, being able to like suit up with my teammates, know I'm gonna get like play. I'm healthy to play. Just everything about the good day.
And for you to not be there for 2 years, to not be on the floor, what has that been like to be away from the game?
It's been difficult. Keep my head on straight. Definitely like keep doing the right thing. Keep going. But I know all the people around me have been very supportive with it, very helpful, keep me going, get me where I am today.
What was that adversity of these last 2 years? For those who don't know, bring us into it.
I tore my ACL my freshman year, my year going into freshman year,
Yeah.
and then I re-tore it my season last year. So I haven't. Yeah.
Going through that with your ACL twice,
Yeah.
and it was the same one.
Yeah.
So going through all of that and having that experience and having the game taken away from you out of your control, how do you look at the game now that's maybe different than you did in 8th grade?
I just appreciate it more. Just all the little details, being able to go on the court and being able to just go up and down, being able to have my teammates there for me, have all the support.
Alex, for you, when you hear a story like that, something for your teammate that's out of their control, what's it like to see him come back, just to be on the floor, to see Giancarlo there?
It's great seeing G back on the floor. You know, we need him on the floor, so when he's on there, it's great to see him on the floor, and it's good to go against teams with him.
Coach is maybe without distance. Oh, he can hear us. He can hear us here. I was looking to see if he could hear what you're about to say. I want you to tell me something good about Coach, Alex.
Something good about Black is, like I said, he won't lie to you, and he really helped my game by just telling me straight up and not sugarcoating things. He'll tell you straight up.
So you like that honesty.
Yeah,
Have you always been that way, that you could take the honest truth?
yeah, for sure.
And how did that happen? Did your parents like that?
Um,
Telling you like it is?
I've had an AAU coach like in 4th grade. You know, he was always like just tell you straight up guy, and then my dad would always tell me like straight up like what I've done wrong, what I've done right. So I feel like that's what helped me.
Fair enough. That honesty, I like that. Giancarlo, tell me something good about Coach.
I definitely agree with Trom with the honesty part, because that's what keeps you going. That's what motivates you. Coach is also just always like there for you, even like when I was going through my ACL stuff. Like he was always there for me. Like always, like he never gives up on you. He's always sticks with you.
Always there for you. I want to see if your teammates are listening right now. I want to know the absolute funniest person on the team. The clown, the one that can make you laugh after a rough practice, a bad loss. I want to know who the comedian is, Alex.
I'd probably say Phil. Phil's definitely a comedian.
All right, why Phil?
He's just always happy, and he just makes funny jokes. Like, guys, he's just a funny guy.
Who would you say, Giancarlo?
Probably like Phil or Mustafa. Phil or Mustafi.
Okay, why?
Because they're just always going back and forth with each other, so it's funny seeing them going like
All right.
just him saying something about him or him saying something about him.
Who do you think in a battle back and forth would win if they were doing like a comedy bout back and forth?
Oh, definitely Phil.
100% Phil.
Definitely Phil.
100% Phil.
Okay, all right, fair enough. So if that's the funny side, who's Mr. Serious? Who's the one that's like always locked in, always just focused, no emotion? Who's the serious one? Giancarlo, you could say. Or Alex, you first.
I think it's Sean.
Sean or Luke?
Yeah,
Sean or Luke?
Yeah.
Sean or Luke?
Yeah,
Okay.
Sean or Luke.
Okay. And is that just like you can never tell if they're mad or sad or happy? Is it just like the same face every time?
Definitely
Yeah.
with Luke. Definitely with Luke.
With Luke
I
it
can
is?
never really tell if he's happy,
Yeah.
mad,
That's-
sad,
yeah.
anything. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right, fair enough. So if we have the funniest and we have the most serious, I want to know the person that's the dad of the team. The one that, like, besides your coaching staff, you would trust to drive the car, to not forget any of the equipment, to make sure you guys are fed, to make sure everybody's homework is done.
Who is it?
Trombley, who's going to be the dad of the group?
I don't know. If we're going off drivers, I think G's a pretty safe driver in my opinion.
All right.
Oh, actually, yeah, I'd say Mish. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Mish
how you
probably would be a
rival?
dad. I'm not gonna lie.
I
Mish
like,
probably is a
I
dad.
like how he just shouted out, "How's your Chick-fil-A today?" to remind you that
Yeah.
he brought you to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
fair enough. Giancarlo, would you say the same?
Him or Sal.
Yeah, him or Sal, yeah, definitely one of the Owens.
Yeah.
Okay. Why?
they're just always like keeping us in check during practice. If we're like ever slacking off, they're like, "All right, guys, we got a big game next game," or like, oh, they always got something to say.
So so when we talk about leadership and we talk about crunch time and you're down by 2, there's 1.7 seconds left on the clock, who's the guy that you feel like has that voice on the team more than anybody else, Giancarlo?
Definitely Freddie. Freddie is he's always in it in the huddles. He's always locked in. He knows what the situation's going on. He knows he always knows the right play.
Alex, you're nodding.
Yeah.
Can you say the same?
Yeah, I'd say the same.
So before we get into rapid fire, we're going into the postseason. We are 2 days away. It feels like, and I don't know how it feels to you guys, but to me it feels like the season just started. I feel like we're 5 games in, and here we are in the postseason already. As you get set for this game this Friday, February 23rd, you're facing off against Henniger. Alex, bring me into, everything culminates into this moment. This is a new season. You have to win in order to move on. So bring me into the fight for sectionals and the hope from there and having Henniger on Friday.
I'd definitely say I feel like it's more serious now. Like, we always go into games serious, but I feel like now there's like more at stake. So I feel like we're more locked in. Sure.
How do you see the more locked in approach in practice? What's different?
Just going harder and just getting after it.
Giancarlo, for you, we're 2 days away from tip-off against Henniger. Bring me into the new season and what's on your mind.
You just got to finish the job. The job's not done.
Job's not finished.
And the mantra for this season, has it been job's not finished, job's not done, or was it something else?
Towards the end of it, I guess, so we always wanted the number 1 seed, and we knew we had to win out. We wanted number 1 seed, so we've always been saying job's not finished. So, I guess, yeah, I guess that's cool.
So that's the one. Besides everything that we've talked about up to this point, being a Warrior and what's been most kind of special for you in your time, Alex, so far has been what? When you have Liverpool across your chest, what does that hold to you? What weight does that hold?
Just knowing that we're the best program around here and that we're those guys, I guess.
Giancarlo, for you, when you think about everything that you've gone through personally, getting back on the court, having Liverpool across your chest means what?
Just like all the people that like supported me, all the people that are like around here, like around all the supporters, everyone that like is involved with the team. Everyone's just so supportive and helpful and like cares about each other.
What's that fan base like? How would you describe it?
It definitely we have a great fan base.
Alex, how would you
That's all I
describe
gotta say.
the support?
There's a lot of people that support us, and there's actually a lot of people that don't like us. A lot of haters out there, because they want to see us fall. Because when you win a lot, like Brett said the other day in the group chat, they're hating on you doing something right. So
Yep.
Do you like it? Does the hate make you? Does it fuel you?
Yeah, I definitely love it. I love being counted out, and yeah.
Giancarlo, you're nodding. You like hearing the negativity?
100%.
See, and that's good to hear because it's out there to make you crumble. It's out there to ruin your focus. When it gets you more focused, that's the worst thing you could ever do to somebody hating on you, is to somehow get bigger, better, stronger, and more focused. So shout out to that. Before we get into our second piece of tonight, as I have you here, Alex and Giancarlo, Liverpool Boys Basketball Warriors special on-site on location at Avicolli's here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora down the road from Liverpool High School. We're going to play some rapid fire. You guys can ask me anything in the world. I have to answer it, but I also get to throw it back. Okay. So we're going to do a couple apiece. Giancarlo, you get to ask me the first question.
Who's your GOAT of basketball?
Who's my what?
Your GOAT of basketball.
My GOAT of basketball. So NBA all time?
Yeah.
Without question, Michael Jordan.
All right.
It's always Michael Jordan. It will always be Michael Jordan, unless somebody changes my mind. If we're talking shooting, like just a pure shooter, Steph is something to watch, shooting from anywhere. I also want to give a shout out to Caitlin Clark on the women's side of things too, because she's insane. So, and she has a signed basketball card right now that allegedly is worth $76,000. She got a bunch of them out there, 300, 400, 12,000, but there's one that's $76,000 right now for Caitlin Clark, and she's not even a pro yet.
That's crazy.
So, but yeah, I would say the GOAT of all time, it's got to be Jordan. Has to be. All right, Giancarlo. If you had to make if you were playing in a 3v3 tournament, right? So you're a 3v3 tournament. You could choose 2 guys in the NBA right now to be your teammates. Who would you pick?
Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
You didn't have to think about that.
Nah.
Why those 2 guys?
They're just straight buckets. They straight bucket getters.
You would take the drama with Irving, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Kyrie's my favorite player.
He's your favorite player? All right, fair enough. Is he misunderstood?
Yes.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Alex, go ahead. What's your question for me? Anything in the world.
What is your favorite food?
Favorite food. That's tough. I really like seafood, but if it's something I could eat all day or like every day, it would probably be, because I could put different things on it, it would be pizza. And I'm not saying that because I'm at Avicolli's. I'm saying because I'm Italian and Hispanic, and I think if I had tacos and or nachos or pizza every day, I can find a way to make it interesting. So, yeah, I'd probably say I live in my world of what I like to make at home and my heritage, I would say. All right, Alex, I'm going to stick with food. If you had to describe yourself as 3 toppings on a pizza, what 3 toppings would describe Alex Trombley?
I'd say bacon, cheese, and pineapple.
Bacon, it was extra cheese as the topping?
Extra cheese.
All right, so why is the Alex Trombley pizza bacon, extra cheese, and pineapple? I gotta know why.
I don't know. I just feel like that's my personality, I guess.
Would you actually eat bacon with pineapple on pizza?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had it?
No.
So you've never had it before. So what's your go-to pizza then?
Cheese.
Just cheese. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, Giancarlo, you got one more for me. What do you got?
What sport do you think has the best athletes?
What'd you say?
What sport do you think has the best athletes?
What sport do I think has the best athletes? I mean, honestly, I don't know if I can answer that in the sense that I've spoken with crew, bowling, tennis, soccer, hockey, baseball, basketball, football, softball, field hockey, track, swimming and diving, cross country. I think, and I'm not saying this politically, I don't think I can choose because I feel like there's elite talent in all different sports. And I mean, I grew up playing basketball and pickup football. So, I mean, I spent a lot of time on a basketball court, sometimes every day in the driveway. So, I mean, I have a connection to basketball, I have a connection to football, but I mean, I don't know if I can pick one sport over the other because I've just met some really awesome people at all of them. All right, Giancarlo, let's see. All right, Giancarlo, we're going to go to food for you. If you had to so I have my own sundae at Carvel DeWitt. It's called the DT Dolphin, and it's connected to the Lemoyne College Dolphins. It's mint chocolate chip, hot fudge, whipped cream, cherry, green and gold sprinkles, and a chocolate dolphin candy piece that's jumping out of the whipped cream. So I think that's a pretty unique sundae. If you had to describe yourself as a sundae, Giancarlo, what would be your toppings and why?
Sunday toppings?
Yeah, what sundae toppings are you?
Probably Sunday toppings.
Yeah,
What do you put on a Sunday?
What would you
Like
hot fudge, gummy bears, marshmallow?
gummy bears, marshmallows, and like hot fudge. Yeah.
Okay, marshmallow, gummy bear, and hot fudge. Why? Have you ever had that sundae?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You've had gummy bears and marshmallow.
Yeah.
And it's good?
I mean, I thought it was.
Hey, if you like it, that's all that matters. That's
Yeah.
what I found out. All right, fair enough. Okay, Alex, what's your last one for me?
Who is the best player in the NBA right now?
Best player in the NBA right now? That's tough. I mean, there's guys that I like that I think are maybe missing a little something. You know, I think I like the Greek Freak, but I think there's moments where I want to see a little more. I love Steph, but he doesn't really play defense. I like LeBron, but there's times where he doesn't play defense. So, I mean, if I was picking from my point of view, being a guy who grew up shooting three-point shots and contesting myself in gyms to like have to make 7 or 8 before I move on to another spot, I'd have to say Steph. He's probably my favorite one to watch right now. I mean, I like Kawhi. He won a championship with my Raptors, but, you know, he's... So I would probably just say Steph. I'd say Steph. All right, Alex. Let's go to basketball for you. You're putting together a starting 5, and you're going to be in the starting 5, but you get to pick 5 players in the NBA to play with. So who's the other 4 starters with you, and who's your 6th man?
Luka Doncic, Nikola Jokic, Giannis, Embiid. Is that 4?
That's 4.
Okay, yeah, I like that right there. And then off the bench, I'm gonna go Kevin Durant. Off the
right.
bench.
That's a pretty darn good team.
Yes.
Why don't you put that together right now? I'd like to see that. So with that being said, we're going to step into part 2 in just a few minutes here at Avicolli's. But before we do that, Alex Trombley, Giancarlo Galimi of the Liverpool Warriors boys basketball team heading into the postseason in just a couple days. Please give them a round of applause.